Knapsack is infrastructure for digital product organizations. We connect design and code to give teams the clarity they need to operate efficiently, cross-functionally at scale, and unlock new ways of building digital UIs. If I go and look at something like everyone's favorite reusable element, the button, we do create docs. We create powerful docs that are powered by your production code and your production design assets. We can connect through Figma's REST API to actually extract data from Figma, in this case, variations and actual prop specs for sort of the architecture of these components in the design world. And we can pair that with the real coded implementation. This is actually pulling in a production React component. We have a variety of variations saved here. We have different themes we can apply. We can see code changes as we work. And then we can actually build comparison tools. So we can use this data from design and data from code to say, do these things align? Are the properties aligned? Do they look the same? And so in those moments of handoff or in design planning, we can get expectations aligned around what we're all looking at in designer code and not get upset months later in QA when it doesn't look like it did in Figma. Right? So bringing those moments of clarity earlier in the process and giving teams the ability to see these. And everything in your system can be included here. Things that are don't have documentation, don't have Figma comps. This is a component that's been built in multiple frameworks. We also have components that don't have code, that have usage guidelines, do's and don'ts, Figma components and specs. And so we need to be able to put a circle around everything that we have in order to really make reuse at scale feasible. Right? To have a clear conversation and aligned expectations around what we can do with what we have, we need this type of platform. But also we unlock the ability to go further and actually start to assemble and build and manage the creative workflow in code. And so I've got my author, I've got my button. I can go into something like prototyping here, and I can go into a blank template. And let's actually look at a higher order element, something like our layout. We've got a layout here where by default, we've got a few options saved. But I can actually go further here. I can say, you know what, I want to add an additional card. And in that card, I've got a few saved options. Maybe I want to use one like this, but then I want to go in and say, give me the ability to add a button, but I want that button to say something else. I want to say, click here. I can make all of this. Maybe I make that an outlined button. I can go all the way back. I can apply different themes to this experience. I can open this in a new window and share it with my colleagues. I can show the code to show an engineer with our own design system components, how we might implement this. And so we're building the ability for everyone to get hands-on and actually assemble and compose experiences using your real coded components. We've got some things in the work to make this happen based on work happening in Figma, be able to see how you used your components in design and immediately show how that would look in code to your real users, letting everyone sort of see what a user will see. Really excited about what this is unlocking for teams. It's ultimately leading to 20, 30, 40% faster production because teams don't have to do all the work way up in design. They can get a lot closer to code a lot faster. Lots of more tools under the hood to manage tokens, manage the themes that get applied to this, and bring all of those cross-functional disciplines together throughout the production workflow.